peace that surpasses all understanding. Um, Commiserate, and that word had an experience. And oftentimes, that's where when things are reflected or mirrored for me. And I think about um, when I was living in my density and content to be so, content to live in my misery, um, victim stance, whatever. The world is a scary, frightening place. Look what happened to me. Commiserate, and I was just noodling over that word, and I didn't look it up, but as knowing what the roots of words are, co, miserate, cooperating in misery, um, codependent, cooperating in dependence, in the state of dependence, codependent, commiserate, etc., etc. And I found myself in a situation um, where, over the course of my life, it was very codependent, commiserating. I'm thinking of one particular relationship that I had when I was active in my addictive behavior of drinking, alcoholism. When I was active in that, there was somebody in my day-to-day life, over the course of my life, um, on a regular basis, who was in a similar situation, and we would commiserate, cooperate in our misery. There was never anything. It was all about wanting to feel a sense of validation in my victimhood, and my own victimhood, and they would mirror that for me, and it was codependent. There was nothing healthy about that relationship, and I'm noodling with this right at the moment, something that was mirrored for me, in my own experiences, and go, ooh, am I continuing a pattern, or am I moving out of that pattern? And this is like and that's been my experience, where I have like a final experience with something before I move on from it, like completely, see my pattern and go, nope, I recognize you, and I'm not dancing with you, I'm not gonna play that loop anymore, so I have to have like one final experience with it before I move on from it, and I feel on some level like that's kind of where I've found myself today in this present moment, you know. Interesting situation, commiserating, cooperating in misery, cooperating in dependence on one another for our validation, instead of living from our heart and from our integrity and within our divinity and our sovereignty. Um, I am in a position of, I'm consistently, over the course of in particular, the last 2 years, over my lifetime, been a very slow process. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. I'm the latter, sometimes slowly. Um, but working through those patterns of codependence, commiserating, the victim stance, and embracing my divinity and my sovereignty, and I am, um, it's again, going back to the man commonly known as Jesus, you know where there would be some sort of miracle performed. I referenced this recently in a share, and it, and hands down, again, in those situations where people perceived him performing a miracle, he's like, no, it was your faith, it was your belief, it was your sovereignty, your divinity that healed you. You healed yourself. It was your belief that it could be done. It was your manifestation of your own healing. And again, I'm reminded of a friend who's very passionate about this quote, um, from Bob Marley: emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Only you can set yourself free. I'm you know, but witnessing a pattern, or witnessing that thing come up, and you know see, yep, and I can see where I did that and why, and it catered to a selfish need or desire for validation on a sick level. I recall in my counseling days, when I was a house manager, and I worked with kids. We would refer to it as sick support, giving someone sick support. Yeah, you're a victim, and yeah, no, man, you are your own savior. You know, Sometimes we need help from other people, but we don't need their sick support. That's going to keep us in that dense baseline, instead of an expansive um, healing. You know. Anyway, that's my noodle for the day. Heading into work, and I got 2 more days of work, and then I'm out for 14 days, which is going to be. Um, there's part of it that things need to get done, and then the rest of it, I'm going to try to really lean into it and just enjoy and self nurture, and relax and heal and listen to my body, and perhaps even do some fun stuff. We'll see. Peace that surpasses all understanding, and I'll leave my email. Please feel free, make a comment by all means. Um, but I'll leave my email too. And as always, I would love to hear any perspectives or experiences that you've had, in your rising, out of a dense pattern. It's great stuff. It's great stuff, and being able to recognize it, that's a wonderful feeling. It's uncomfortable, but being able to recognize it now, whereas I was just like, I had the blinders on for so long. You know, it's nice to recognize my own dense patterns. Uncomfortable, but nice. Um, Peace surpasses all understanding. Have a wonderful day. I'm out. Later.